welcome once again to your motivational tech talk show on FM 98.5 this wonderful, beautiful day. And today, ladies and gentlemen, remember, and always remember this as we said from the beginning: success is your responsibility, success is your duty, and success is your obligation. So you must approach success in that particular way for you to be able to succeed in this life. It is your responsibility, it is your duty, it is your obligation. So you must make sure you achieve it. It is not your fault if you come from a poor family, but it is sure your fault if a rich family does not come from you. Today we are going to be talking more on the Dark Light spoken word poetry album that has just been released in the market. The first of its kind here in the Northwest region, but others have existed in the entire country, for we have albums from Makalonge and we have albums from other poets around the country. But this is the first of its kind here in the Northwest. It is the first of its kind which is available for everyone to savor. It is the first of its kind that contains both motivating, inspiring, and above all, love-filled spoken words and poems. And we shall be savoring that album as the program unfolds. So stay tuned, do not touch that dial. I'm sure most of us have come across the name Dark Light in the recent days. Everywhere you go, you see Dark Light. Everywhere you go, you see Dark Light. Everywhere you go, you see Dark Light. And we've been wondering, what is the Dark Light? What does Dark Light mean? And what is it all about? What is Dark Light and what is it all about? Well. Mottanni today is telling you Dark Light is the name of the poetry album. It is the name of the spoken word poetry album that has been released by Mottanni, and it was released on the 2nd of this month. And it is an album that contains poems and also an album that contains backup singers and also music from artists like the Zita Light, artists like Makalonge, artists like Lois Ngek, and many more artists who have featured in this particular album to help give poetry the aggrandizement it deserves, to help give poetry the beauty that it deserves, and to help make sure that it is beautiful enough, it is educating enough, it is empowering enough for you to savor with yourself and your entire family. So Dark Light is the spoken word poetry album that has just been released by Mottanni, and it's available on eNow Digital, which is an online platform in Cameroon where you can buy music, you can buy books, you can buy EPs and more using mobile money, using Express Union Mobile, or using Bitcoin. So we have been getting a lot of questions. We have been getting a lot of questions, and people keep asking, why the name DarkLight? Why the name DarkLight? Why do you decide to give your album the title DarkLight? In fact, I got a call the other day from one lady in Limbe and from another person in abroad who was asking, in this album I hear a lot of the word breathe, breathe, breathe. Why didn't you call the album Breathe? Why did you decide to call the album DarkLight? Why? Why did you decide to call the album DarkLight? So, this is the reason. We are in a region that is full of chaos. We are in a country that is also full of chaos. We are in a world that is full of darkness. So, we are calling it DarkLight because we believe that we are the light. We believe that rather than wasting time cursing the darkness, it is just okay to light the candle. It is just okay to light the candle. So this album is called DarkLight because it comes to shine the light. It comes to shine the light to people's pains. It comes to shine the light to people's traumas. It comes to give hope, enlightenment, motivation to those who have gone through a lot due to the crisis, due to the virus, due to a loss of a loved one, a loss of a father, a loss of a friend. This album comes to console them. This album also comes to empower the woman. Also comes to empower the woman who we all came from. This album also has tracks that are meant to empower her to continue being herself, to continue being the great mother, to continue being the great companion, to continue being the great citizen, and to continue being the great human being that she is. So that is why we decided to name the album DarkLight, because no matter how dark the place is, no matter how dark things are, you are the light, and you can switch on the light by just being you, by doing your best, and also by switching on your light so that others can see your light and shine their light. You're switching on the light not to be famous, not to be applauded, but you're just switching on your light so that others can see your light and tell themselves, if he could do it, then I can do it too, such that they can also switch on their light. And together, if you switch on your light and I switch on my light, and he switches on his light and she switches on her light, in the long run we light up the world. So that is why we decided to name the album DarkLight. So many other people have always questioned, and they've always been asking, Mottanni, people are into music, people are into dancing, people are into other forms of art, painting and more. Why did you choose to get into poetry? And why did you choose your genre to be poetry? The reason has always been simple. The the motive. It is to empower, it is to inspire, and entertainment comes as a byproduct. So this is what I have been given, this is what feeds my soul, and that is why I got into poetry, just to make sure that the empowerment that I have gotten from others, I should be able to share with those who have not had that opportunity. I got into poetry first to relieve myself of certain pain and trauma I went through when I was young. I used to write when I was angry. I used to write when I was in pain, because it was a way to vent out the pain. It was a way to vent out the anger. It was a constructive way to get rid of my sorrow. So that's why I got into poetry. And in the long run, now I'm into it to be able to empower others. Because I always tell people, there are certain things that if I knew when I was young, if I knew when I was a little younger, I would have been better. I would have been better. I would have been far off than I am today. So I am intending to make sure that our younger ones get to know these things, get more exposure to the things that they might need in order to better their growth, in order to better their impact, in order to increase their value. So one of the reasons I got into poetry was to empower, inspire, and the byproduct is to entertain. So poetry to inspire, poetry to empower, poetry to motivate, and poetry to entertain. That is why I got into poetry. So in a couple of moments, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be savoring the first track in the DarkLight album. The first track in the DarkLight album. I see you, Nubia Nabila. I see you, Aye Leonette. I see you, Richie Bawe. I see you, from Millionat. I also see you, Bidola, the God. I also see you. Just stay put. We are going to be savoring the first track in the DarkLight album in a couple of seconds. So the DarkLight album contains 13 tracks. It contains 13 tracks, and also for a duration of 1 hour 7 minutes, 13 poems in a duration of 1 hour 7 minutes. And the DarkLight spoken word album is available on eNow Digital. For those who are in Cameroon, you can get it on eNow Digital, ENOW digital.com. ENOW digital.com. You can go there and you'll be able to purchase the album of 13 tracks by mobile money, whether MTN, Orange, or Express Union Mobile, or even by using your Bitcoin. You can get a copy of the DarkLight album, and the cost is 1,000 francs. The cost for the DarkLight album of 13 tracks is 1,000 francs. And also for those who are abroad, you can get, because I see a lot of correspondence with me from abroad, you can get the DarkLight album on Bandcamp. You can get the DarkLight album on Bandcamp. Mottanni.bandcamp.com. Mottanni.bandcamp.com. Mottanni is spelled M-O-T-A-N-I, and Bandcamp is spelled B-A-N-D-C-A-M-P.com. B-A-N-D-C-A-M-P.com. You can get the DarkLight album also on the eNow Digital, also on Bandcamp, and soon it will be available on Spotify. It will be available on AudioMac, and also the one of the top tracks, one of the trending tracks in the album, Fireside. Its video will be released on the 29th of this month on YouTube and also on all other platforms, all video platforms. So, without much ado, let us savor the first track in the album. When we come back, we'll talk about it. This track is entitled Yabad. The first track in the DarkLight album is entitled Yabad, and it features Afro spiritual gospel artist, one of the best in the country, one of the best in the world, Zita Light. Afro spiritual gospel artist Zita Light, she's one of the best I've met in my life, one of the best in the world. She features on this wonderful premiere track in the DarkLight album. So without much ado, I give you DarkLight, Savo DarkLight.
Yahweh, waiting for update. I don't dig, define dolo. For Sika say, I be me say, he go gérer all ya bad. Say he go calme all tension and bad esprit, like in Antiba. If I fit that so easy, then dolo, for chop my esprit, like he better than me. Or like it's some cold sun, or some fire, so that I feed the yamo, I see the knock my banja. As I turn for be better person, for the YC, Ndolo pass that so miba and asantima. Say he pass that so thing where I want her. Say he pass that so matter for Jerenga, or that so matter for Naknankanda. That's so say this matter for a community strong for Yama Hede. For Sika and Dolo feet cover me like he won't balance. Then he turn choke me like choco choco. He voice fit scatter my dream. Dolo feel lang say me king cap, and if he does so name me for stick. I don't chop married people the nankanda for outside married, but that member say Nandolo. I don't hear Repe and Reme, Jiren Jaka like a princess, ton spoiler. That's what say Nandolo. I don't see pays domo pays key people, then that's what call am dolo. I don't see brother key brother, sister act Judah act for sister, that's what for palavan dolo.
Shh. Mo be jitalanda moi. On fait de congne, nous sommes ma bene rentré bene lena lena congne. Kaba swing baby piazo. Ya punyo to bonga. Yeah.
Why all the lost sense? When love did that so give na love and need that so take na himself. Why all the them? When love no they choke skin and he no they take choke skin. Why all the lost sense? When nobody asks nothing, but that's all for show himself. Why all the them? We want no sense, but then don't matter. The choke we like a hunter man is scared. Nana, that's so damn. Damn for me for Len for Yambut and Yamo for Sikandolo when no man no force me. For Sika saying Dolo don't catch me like a better person for show me road. For make me wise say number one touche for Montre say I done some man, now forgive am all, now for sacrifice. So today, as I talk say I done some man, I no go talk say Yahweh dey my heart, but talk that so say I dey inside your core, your heart. And I go leave am, make Mandolo no knock chest. I go live make mandolo is soft. I go live make mandolo sabit I heart. I go live make mandolo push me for that so understand other people. I go live make my love push me for that so knock my skin for make other people yamo. Papa God, I don't dey chop my trees. For sika say I no sabi yandolo. I beg can knock me kaolo. For how for shade this ndolo matter. So that even if I chop my trees, make it be now for make other people for yamo. I dey ask this one for sika say now you self you can't chop my trees. That's all for liberate me. Baba, Njika for yandolo.
Yes, you just savored the first track in the DarkLight poetry album, and that was Mottanni featuring Zeta Light, our own Afro-spiritual gospel artist here in Cameroon, here in Bamenda, the northwest region of Cameroon. And what is this track all about? What is this track, Yabat, all about? It was just the poet's way of expressing the confusion that the world has, the confusion that so many people and he himself has about what love actually is. Because we do a lot of things in our lives in the name of love, but the truth is it really for the love, or is it for our ego? Is it really for love, or is it for our ego? Do we just take time out to paint it and put it under the canopy of love, or is it actually for love? Because when we look at the selfish things we do, day in, day out, and we claim it is love, sometimes I wonder, what is this love all about? So Yabat is just an expression of the poet's own point of view of praying and pleading with the Almighty Father to come and teach us what love actually is. Because we day in, day out use the word, but we don't understand actually what it actually entails, what it takes, and what love actually is. Just to remind you that you can get the DarkLight album wherever you're seated now. Just go to eNowDigital.com and you'll be able to get the DarkLight album. eNowDigital.com, and you can type the name Mottanni, M-O-20-A-N-I.com. M-O-20-A-N-I. That is Mottanni. Once you go to eNowDigital.com, just type in the name M-O-20-A-N-I, Mottanni, and they will show you will be able to get the album. Or you just type spoken word poetry, and you'll be able to get the album at the cost of just 1,000 francs, and you have all 13 tracks with a duration of 1 hour 7 minutes of Mottanni's DarkLight album. Or you can simply go to Mottanni's website, www.mottanni.com, www.mottanni.com, and from there you can be redirected on where you can get the album. Or why not call the number 695-614-947, 695-614-947, 695-614-947 to be able to get a copy of the DarkLight album and support this DarkLight project, which is about bringing light to a forgotten soul, bringing light to a forgotten community, bringing light to a forgotten town, bringing light to a forgotten nation, and bringing light to a forgotten world. We are about to savour the second track in the Mottanni's DarkLight album. The second track in Mottanni's DarkLight album, and the title of this track is Beauty Field. Beauty Field. It is a women empowerment track which is meant to rekindle the hope. It is meant to rekindle joy. It is meant to empower the woman. It is meant to empower the woman, be it the old woman, be the young girl, be the young lady, be the child. So long as you are of the female gender, this track is for you. It is meant to help remind you of who you actually are. It is meant to remind you of the power that you have within you. It is meant to remind you of the great women that have existed before you, and to make you understand that you have that same power, you have that same strength. All you have to do is to let it out. Right away, Savo, Beauty Field by Mottanni, spoken word album, DarkLight.
Young, beautiful, intelligent, creator, initiator, survivor, powerful, resourceful, fruitful. When I look at you, I see the meekness and submissiveness of Mary when she said to the angel, "Be it unto me according to your will." When I look at you, I see the dedication and commitment of the Moabitess, who, though the husband had died, said to her mother-in-law, "Entreat me not to leave you. Your people are my people. Your God is my God. Wherever you go, there I will." When I look at you, I see the selflessness and braveness of Esther, who against all odds risked her own life, sought the king's presence to save her people from a dead deal. When I look at you, I see the faith and trust of the Shunammite woman, who, though the son had died, believed and God raised him to life. Noble. Just one look at you, I behold the leadership prowess of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Joyce Banta, Kawala. Just one look at you, I behold great talk show hosts like Oprah Winfrey, Priscilla Shere. Just one look at you, I behold the side of multiple award winners like Viola Davis. Just one look at you, I behold the endurance and audacity of Harriet Tubman, Queen Nefertiti, Wangari Maathai. When I look at you, I feel the never giving up spirit of Margaret Thatcher, as she said you will have to fight some battles more than once to win them. When I look at you, I feel the love for humanity of Mother Teresa, as she said you cannot do great things in this life, you can only do small things with great love. When I look at you, I feel the love of a mother who, no matter how wayward I may be, in hope she keeps praying and in change she keeps believing. When I look at you, I feel the creativity and what mastery of the Chimamanda Ngozis of Niger, the Imbolombois of Kame, as they put men and women in the frying pan of their words and force them to pop like sweet chestnuts with love like emanating from a dove. Yes, I'm talking about you. You, and you. You're beautiful, you're smart, you're funny, you're kind, you're unique, you're virtuous, you're magnanimous, you are a perfect imperfection, you're worthy of love and affection, you are never too much, you are always enough, you are a diamond, you are a pearl, the most stunning of all God's creations, you're worth more than you can ever imagine. More than the numbers on the scales, or the hair product you use, or the price of your shoes, more than the price tag on your clothes, or the percentage at the top of your maths test, more than the number of followers you have on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, more than how many girls wish they were you, more than how many guys wish they had you, more than how many people wish they could be you. Your word surpasses all earthly things, for in the eyes of the Lord God, you are loved and you are worth dying for. Regardless of who you think you are, whether you are a model in a magazine, whether you are in the hot list or the not list, whether you have more degrees than a thermometer or you are a school dropout, whether you are Miss Popular or you've never had anyone you could call a friend, whether you love yourself, love your life, or you can't stand to look at yourself in the mirror and you feel like everything in your life is falling apart, whether you're such a winner or you feel like the world's biggest loser, the reality is you deserve someone that will give their life for you. For Sika say for me you strong, for Sika say for me you get power, for Sika say for me you been a wonder, for Sika say for me being female is a burden that only God can bear, for Sika say for me you are God wrapped in flesh. You are a mother, you are a daughter, you are a sister, you are a wife, you are a friend, you are a woman. After all this belong, I don't realize, say, a finger pointing to the moon is not the moon. But there she is. She's you. She's you. She's her. Oh yes, I know for sure. She's her.
So
And
the DarkLight album
is you.
contains 13 tracks. It contains 13 tracks, and also for a duration of 1 hour 7 minutes, 13 poems in a duration of 1 hour 7 minutes. And the DarkLight spoken word album is available on eNow Digital. For those who are in Cameroon, you can get it on eNow Digital, eNow digital.com, eNow digital.com. You can go there and you'll be able to purchase the album of 13 tracks by Momo, by mobile money, whether MTN, Orange, or Express Union Mobile, or even by using your Bitcoin. You can get a copy of the DarkLight album, and the cost is 1,000 francs. The cost for the DarkLight album of 13 tracks is 1,000 francs. And also for those who are abroad, you can get, because I see a lot of correspondence with me from abroad, you can get the DarkLight album on Bandcamp. You can get the DarkLight album on Bandcamp. Mottanni.bandcamp.com. Mottanni.bandcamp.com. Mottanni is spelled M-O-T-A-N-I, and Bandcamp is spelled B-A-N-D-C-A-M-P.com. B-A-N-D-C-A-M-P.com. You can get the DarkLight album also on the eNow Digital, also on Bandcamp, and soon it will be available on Spotify. It will be available on AudioMac, and also one of the top tracks, one of the trending tracks in the album, Fireside. Its video will be released on the 29th of this month on YouTube and also on all other platforms, all video platforms.